Hey everybody, welcome. This is Tabitha Jane, and this video is about using your energetic field to shield. I know. First of all, let me thank all of you who like, subscribe, follow, comment. I love your feedback. I really do. I appreciate you all so much. Yeah, my video, I realize, I told you all I don't know how to edit, and I'm trying to learn, and it flipped the whole thing upside down, but hopefully the message was of value, because that's really the point. But I really wanted to create this video. I'm going to try to put it into words as best as I can, okay? So bear with me, because you have the power within you. You really do. You totally have the power within you to create an energetic shield of protection. But you gotta believe. That's the thing. You have to know and believe. I have had so many crazy ass experiences over the last, 5 months? I'm a 100% believer. So I know without question, when I ask, it is done. And yes, my subconscious mind, that little niggling, irritating voice we all have in the back of our minds, yes, I'm plagued with it as well. I'm not gonna lie. But when that little irritating voice starts like nitpicking and throwing out BS, I have awareness to call it out. It gets shut down. I mean, it just happens. So, how do I explain this? I would say, okay, for me, this happened. I've shared before, I drive for the railroad, right? And there were a lot of times I would be driving in the middle of the night. When I say the middle of the night, I literally mean all damn freaking night. I would be driving from, let's say, 7 o'clock in the evening until, 15 hours later? 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't actively driving the whole time, but I would be on the road, out and about, in the middle of nowhere, in the off-beaten paths of Texas, at 7 o'clock in the evening, which is, starting to be dusk, until 10 o'clock in the morning, which is sunrise. I saw all kinds of critters on the road. I was scared to death. And not knowing what else to do, I intuitively asked God, higher source, my guides, spirit, what do I do? I mean, I'm not joking. There were the most cutest, the most memorable. I mean, I had a lot of experiences. So many times I saw a deer on the side of the road, just standing there watching me go by, and I'm thinking, oh God, thank you. But there was this one instance, and it was the middle of the night and middle of nowhere, and there was a skunk in my lane. It saw the headlights and it curled up into a little ball. I'm doing, what, 70 miles an hour? And I'm freaking exhausted, and I just want to get home. And it's like, Spirit, please. It's like someone took over the steering wheel. I didn't hit that little skunk. And some people might say, oh, it's just a skunk. Well, you know what? It's a living creature. It's not just a skunk. It's one of God's gifts to this planet. And all the times, all the craziness, all of the insane experiences I've been in, I came out okay. So let me give you a little bit of backstory. I've lived my whole entire life on the West Coast, like west of the Pacific Mountain Range. Temperate weathers. If you wanted snow, you went to the snow. Snow never came to us. I mean, if we had a dusting on the hilltops, that was like, I don't drive in snow. Okay? Freezing rain. Never have experienced that. I mean, sleet, hail. But freezing rain? No. And in these last months, I've drove in complete whiteouts where I literally didn't even know where the road was. There was no lane. There were no lanes. There were no lines. There were no markers. There were nothing. There were ruts in the road, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. There is black in front of me because there's no other traffic. Black behind me, no other traffic. I mean, like, serious. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't. I've never experienced that before. And my intuition in that moment of time told me my grandfather was a long-haul truck driver. My uncle was a long-haul truck driver. They're both passed. Ask. Everybody around here told me, oh, you don't drive. You don't drive in, the compacted snow. You drive in the soft snow. That's where you get traction. That particular day, I was told, stay in the ruts. And so I drove 30, 35 miles an hour. If I went over 35 miles an hour, I was driving a minivan and it would start slipping. But the ruts kept me on that path. And, it took me, 7.5 hours, 8 hours to do a normal 5-hour, 4-hour drive. Usually you'd be doing, 75 miles an hour. But I made it home. I didn't wreck. I didn't do any other vehicle damage. I didn't get hurt. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was scared shitless. But I was told, ask. And I did. And there was more than one time. I just didn't know what I was doing. Oh, the scariest part was I was coming down a hill. Like, not like a hill, like a mountain, okay? And I'm doing, 30, 35 miles an hour, trying to stay in the ruts, trying not to lose control. A semi came down the hill behind me. And this semi's, he's trying to get control. I mean, it's ice and and all I could think is, oh, please, I don't want to get hit. But I couldn't speed up because every time I tried to get over 35 miles an hour, I started fishtailing. I was stuck. And it's like, so it's kind of that feeling, that energy. I don't know if you just felt that energy burst. When everything is so intense and you do that breath and then it expels, that energy expands. I don't know if you felt that. That is what it feels like to me when I put that protective energy around me. And again, I'm giving you these stories, these examples. I mean, I can give you multiple more if you want. We can be here all damn night. That feeling of that intensity, for me, because I do drive for the railroad and I am interacting. I mean, 6 foot rule my butt. I'm just saying, I'm in a vehicle with people. There ain't no 6 foot rule unless I could put them back on the tailgate, which, I could try to cram 4 big burly guys back there. It'd be kind of weird. But no, I mean, so that feeling, that energy of, okay, I'm going to calm and I'm going to come into my center. Breathe. Connect within. Feel that love and light in your heart center. Feel the crown chakra tingle, allowing. Allow that energy to flow throughout your entire body. It's like a tingling for me. It's like every cell in my body. It's like tingling. It's like activation. Energy, power. And when you feel that, expand it. Visualize. Use your imagination. Tap into that inner 3-year-old within yourself. Imagine, what does your bubble look like? What does it look like for you? Mine is golden. It's a soft golden light, but iridescent on the outside. Like bubbles. Love bubbles. But mine is that soft golden light. And it just grows and it expands, but it's got that iridescent protective layer. And as it grows and it expands, I can make it as big as I want. You can too. And as that expands, you put a layer of protection around you. I protected the whole freaking vehicle and the road I was on. Why do you think deer stood on the side of the road watching me drive in the middle of the night? They didn't pounce in front of me. The skunk curled up in a ball. Divine took me around it. Foxes, coyotes, people's pets. Hundreds of thousands of miles I've drove in the middle of the night. And I expanded that bubble of protection. To not just protect me, but to protect them. I asked for energy of love and light, that they would feel it, receive it, and keep safe as I pass through. Call me crazy. Call me crazy only after you try it and you tell me it doesn't protect you. But you gotta believe, and you gotta put your power into it. And if you're feeling powerless, I would encourage you to meditate and connect with your inner power. They're all there for you. Whatever you believe in. I believe in God, my higher self, my guides, my spirits, my angels, my protectors. I've had way too many, beyond, even before this driving job. I've had so many experiences in my life where I have been divinely protected, only then I didn't understand what was happening. Chances are you yourself have had experiences that you necessarily couldn't explain, and in our humanness, we love to call them coincidences. Well, let me tell you straight up, there is no such thing as coincidence. There just isn't. When you think you know something, you do know it. That's your intuition. When you react without thought, that's divine guidance. Your angels, your guides, your higher self, God, source, spirit, whatever you want to call it. You were protected, you were watched over, you were taken care of. Now, we have the ability to use our own energy to embellish and create and enhance our energetic field and keep ourselves safe, keep our loved ones safe. Because at the end of the day, you can only do you. So by you keeping yourself safe, you also keep them safe. I'm just saying, it makes sense, it doesn't, it resonates, it doesn't. I'm not here for a pissing match. I don't do that. If that's what you're looking for, I'm sharing what I do, how I do it. I'm hoping it resonates. I'm hoping it makes some sense. But, yeah. If it's not your jam, that's cool. But this is what I do. This is how I do it. And it is so not just me. It isn't. Driving in the freezing rain. I had to drive 5 hours up hills, down hills, in freezing rain. Again, West Coast girl, didn't know what the hell I was doing. Asked for guidance and help, and all of a sudden there's a semi-truck. And I just paced myself. Wherever the semi-truck tires went, my van went. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how I was getting at home. And then I watched all of these other vehicles on the side of the road. Spun out, lost control, like, you know, the big tankers, the fuel trucks, no, not fuel, like propane trucks, you know, other just like sedans. I'm telling you, honest to God, I've done things I never knew I could do. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I was stuck in a situation. I mean, I'd leave here in Amarillo, sun would be shining, everything all looks good, and I get up to La Junta, and it's a freaking snowstorm. That's when the whiteout was, and no clue what I'm doing. But I asked for help. I relaxed. I allowed. And what I received, in spite of what everybody else told me to do, I listened. I trusted. 100. By the way, on that trip back, I'm like cruising at like 30, 35 miles an hour. These big ass rabbits. I'm like, they're popping up off the side. Like, what are you doing? It's cracking me up. So yeah, even in the middle of total, what could have been potentially incredible fear, chaos, like there was so much joy. There were blessings. And God took care of me the whole way. So I'm just saying, in this time, energetically, you have the power, you have the ability. You have so much more than you think you do. But you got to trust and believe. You got to know you. Go within. Find that light, that source. Meditate. Visualize. Feel. Feel within. And, excuse me, get excited, I start swallowing air. Expand. Expand your energy. Expand. And as you expand, visualize. Know and believe you are protected. And for me, I don't really have a solid answer. Somebody asked me, well, how often? Well, whenever you question. That's what I do. If I suddenly feel a little bit niggling, I remind myself, I have a protective shield around me. So I do it on an as needed basis to reaffirm and remind myself not to allow my subconscious to undermine what I've built and created around me. So I don't know if this is helpful. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are, what your perspectives are, what your experiences are. I would really love to hear. And again, I thank and appreciate all of you. I hope this is helpful. I hope it made some sense. I hope it resonated. I hope it does something. Really, truly, though, my goal is just to help. So I really do would love to hear from you. All right, guys. Love you. And I'll catch y'all later. Okay, bye.